The 1.4 million cock-up. I saw this thing the other day, and it's a perfect illustration of the insanity of this world. Now, there was a thing on, and it was about people in government. They were talking about how these contracts to do up a hotel for migrants, and how they've been charged 1.4 million in penalties. Now, this isn't for the contract to do up the hotel for the illegal immigrants. This wasn't to feed them and look after them and pay for them in there. This was just a penalty for a cock-up within the contract. Yeah. So they got penalised £1.4 million for not finishing the work within a certain space of time. Now, I worked out that £1.4 million would have housed 116 people on universal credit in a home, given their universal credit thing so they can feed themselves and warm themselves. That cock-up itself would have put 116 English men and women into a home and looked after them. Yeah, that cock-up. Now, where do you think that cock-up went to? Yeah, it went to the person that was contracted to do the work there. So I think it was a 6 week. They'd get it done in 6 weeks, and because they didn't get it done in 6 weeks, there was a penalty of £1 million, and then there was another 0.4 million pounds for other parts of it. Yeah. Well, that money went somewhere. And if you think about it, that's just a penalty for the contract. So just imagine how much the contract was to put illegal immigrants in hotels and look after them. Yeah. Now, again, so then ask yourself some very simple questions. Well, why would we be doing this? It makes no financial sense, does it? If you look at it in a financial way, it makes no sense. So there must be something else to it, because then you ask yourself a question, well, surely if you've got that money to throw around on illegal immigrants who are not bringing anything to the country, they're not bringing anything, in fact, they're coming in and taking everything. So wouldn't it be better to put the homeless people in England in those hotels and spend that money that you're spending anyway, but get people that have lived in this country who are English men and women, put them into that first? But what that does is takes you down the rabbit hole. Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it? If they're willing to give that money away, yeah, why wouldn't that be better than using it in people that are already in the country, that are already English men and women, that are struggling and need help? You know, giving it to pensioners for heat their houses and everything else and feed them. So clearly, it's not about